The Middlesex County High School basketball community lost a little bit of royalty on Saturday when former Carteret High School and Rutgers star Keith Hughes suddenly passed away in his sleep at the age of 45. Tributes and memories have been pouring in from all corners. We have two of them here. Bruce Johnson was calling high school basketball on WCTC when Keith Hughes was at Carteret, and later when Hughes came back to New Jersey from Syracuse and played at Rutgers, Bruce was calling games for the Scarlet Knights. And he says there was never the mania around Hughes when he was in high school like there is today about a Carl Towns of St. Joseph, for example, but that was more about circumstance and the school he played for.
Part of it was Carteret at the time, and maybe now, was not considered a basketball power like a St. Peter's High School in New Brunswick High, Bridgewater West, Franklin High. So it was kind of like he was on the outskirts playing basketball and playing exceedingly well at a Carteret, which is not considered an elite school at that point in time. So no, there was no mania, but I think a lot of eyes opened up when Keith went to Syracuse. The fact that a Middlesex County player had the ability to go play for a Jim Boeheim was a real eye-opener.
St. Joseph-Metuchen head coach Dave Turco played at Carteret as well. He and Hughes were 2 years apart. They played together for one season.
Keith was really the first superstar to come out of Carteret in a while. We've always had quality football guys and baseball guys, but Keith, from a Carteret standpoint, was really the first big-time basketball guy to come around in a while. And just the thing is, I remember from being around and watching was, just how talented he was. I mean, even though I was only 2 years younger than him, at times you would almost look up to him as like an idol at the things that he can do on the floor, that you got an opportunity to watch him.
Turco, in a way, says Hughes was similar to one of his current players here at St. Joseph, the aforementioned 7-footer Carl Towns.
Yeah, in the way that they could dominate a game. I mean, they say Keith always seemed to play big in big games. I mean, I compare him a little bit to the kid, the Cozy, that we had, where, there was many nights where you knew that Keith Hughes was going to get the ball, and no way was he going to score 30 points. But you know what? He went out there and scored 30 points. There was no defense that could stop him. He was able to get him on the inside, on the outside. And like I said, to me, just growing up and being able to watch that, I remember when he came back from Syracuse in the summertime, you thought about what a great player he was in high school. And then seeing him 1 year removed from Syracuse to work out with him in the gym and to see his game even go to a different level than it was with us was just amazing.
Collegiately, though Hughes decided to play for Jim Boeheim at Syracuse, he would later transfer, anticipating less playing time behind a couple of guys named Billy Owens and Derek Coleman. So he came to Piscataway, and he was the star of Rutgers' last NCAA tournament team in 1991 under Bob Wenzel. Bruce Johnson says until now, Hughes' legacy almost had been forgotten a bit, thanks in part to the offensive exploits of players like Quincy Doobie, who put on a show nearly every time he was on the floor.
But Keith Hughes was, to me, better than Quincy Doobie, and I love Quincy. But if you were going to start a Rutgers team now by way of a fake draft, I would pick Keith Hughes number one of any player who played here post-Final Four team 1976. Just a great player. You talk about in 2 years at RU, he scored over 1,200 points, pulled down 575 rebounds in 2 seasons.
But as much as Hughes will be remembered now for his game at Carteret and at Rutgers, he'll be remembered as an even better person.
For as talented as he was still just one of the guys. He was a jokester. He liked to joke around. Every teammate he had loved him and would have a good story to say about him. Like I said, to me, just how humble he was and how talented he was.
Keith Hughes, gone way too soon at the age of 45.